of the biggest challenges in the textile supply chain is the textile supply chain itself. When we just look at how many steps are there in order to produce garments or home textile products, this can span over different regions and countries, and therefore it's very complex. To address this challenge, Lenzing follows a four-pillar approach. First of all, we openly disclose our sustainability credentials, and they have been also proven by third-party organizations. That helps our value chain partners and brands with the confidence that the materials they use are really sustainable. And then second, we also use fiber identification technology that helps our partners to prove the authenticity of their products and the fibers that are being used. And moreover, we can also track the volumes through a third-party blockchain-enabled platform as a service together with our customers. And all of these steps, they come together in the fourth pillar, which is our e-branding service platform. So there you can really create a better value chain traceability and therefore also show transparency throughout the supply chain, really from the fiber until the finished consumer product. As we continue to enhance the whole topic of transparency and traceability, as it's also crucial for topics like EU or other countries' regulations, we will enhance still working with our value chain partners, our customers, and also with consumer brands to really help to identify ways to also advance, for example, circularity. So we hope that by championing different sustainability practices, whether it's environmental or social, we are part of the systemic change within the textile value chain and the textile industry within the next decade. And for example, we are still working very much on our Refibra technology, where we use pre- and post-consumer waste for the production of fibers, or the reduction of carbon emissions with our tensile fibers, whether it's based on the LCA of these fibers or with our carbon zero tensile fibers per se. So we are also looking at collaboration with our partners in other ways to reduce waste, but also make sure that they show innovative solutions, like for example working very closely on mechanical recycling initiatives, whether it's for mechanical recycled cotton or for mechanical recycled tensile fibers that can have a next life within a new garment. As we continue to enhance transparency and also traceability within the textile industry, it's really important to further work with our value chain partners, our consumer brand partners, or also even consumers, in order to also identify ways to advance circularity. So we hope, for example, that by championing these sustainable practices, we can drive systemic change within the textile industry and not only on a fiber level. So we are building, for example, on existing initiatives like our Lenzing EcoVero fibers that have 50% less emissions and also 50% less water impact, and to create there also the urge to have further traceability and transparency within the industry. Not only looking at these environmental features, but also looking at social responsibility and the people behind the scenes producing these fibers for a better textile industry of the future. Sustainability is part of the core of what we do here at Lenzing. So there are really a lot of examples. One of them, for example, is really driving circularity within the textile, but the broader industry overall, now already for decades. We produce fibers that can fully revert back to nature, so we're really part of this cycle. Another, and this is probably one of the biggest moments, is really our strategic commitment to reducing carbon emissions. So in 2019, we committed to become net zero by 2050. We've been the first fiber manufacturer to make this commitment, and we're having excellent progress here. For example, using renewable electricity and introducing solar panels into our production. On a product level, this all comes back to carbon zero tensile fibers, which are carbon neutral fibers where you start with a lower environmental footprint into your journey of producing textile products. For us at Lenzing, sustainability and transparency go hand in hand. One cannot just say they're sustainable without being also transparent. It's really not only about which raw materials you use or which production processes, but looking at the overall processes and the total life cycle of a product until the consumer. As the market looks more and more into topics of transparency and requests more information on sustainability, whether it's products or the way they are made, it's really important for us to be able to show true transparency from the beginning until the end of the product.